We're at the end of an empire right now. It is the end. It's the end of this. And all empires always come to an end. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, Chinese were the earliest. Chinese were the first guys to use paper.
Right.
So what we're looking at today is the end of the American Empire. So it's a very dangerous time. It's explosive, with Palestine and Gaza. All the stuff that's going on is an end of times. Not biblical, but just an end of an era. And the trouble when this comes to an end, war follows. That's what I'm afraid of.
What's up, crypto crew, and welcome back, or if this is your first time, I'm Cpatain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt. Hopefully you're ready to dive in some juicy financial insights, because today we're not just talking about cryptocurrency trends, we're adding a bit of biblical flavor to our mix, empowering you to navigate the crypto ocean with confidence and savvy. So forget the traditional financial chatter. We're about to get real with none other than the legendary Robert Kiyosaki. Now, Robert Kiyosaki hopes he's wrong, but when the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad starts waving the red flag, it's time to pay attention.
What's the possibility of a depression? If we're following 1930, what's the possibility?
Very high.
We have China going down, Japan's in trouble, the BRICS are coming up, we have a war going on, unemployment's, I don't know.
Yeah. Bob, I wrote a year and a half ago, China is going to lead the world down into the abyss. That was my statement, the abyss. And China was always trumpeted as the locomotive of the global economy. The locomotive has stalled out. It's standing still. And in fact, it's probably in reverse gear.
Most people have an opinion on rich people, especially highly successful ones. That said, what many successful businessmen are certainly equipped with is awareness, whether it be economic trends, changes in political and societal climate, and even biblical awareness.
Where are we in this logarithmic decay where we hit the falls? Don't know, but we will hit that. And I think that's what you're so good at showing people, is the little by little by little by little. And when the all at once comes, when none of us know, when it probably on a Sunday night, if you're not prepared, not just with gold and silver, in every way, I think it's going to be a very, let's call it a religious experience, and one that I don't think will be very pleasant for the majority of the people who don't see what's coming and therefore have not and cannot get out of the way.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So when Andy Schectman, CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metal Investing, talks about the decay of our current world society on a historical financial level, Andy Schectman isn't far off when he calls it a religious experience.
I think it's going to be a very, let's call it a religious experience, and one that I don't think will be very pleasant for the majority of the people who don't see what's coming and therefore have not and cannot get out of the way.
Robert Kiyosaki is not just your average economic pundit. This guy's got a knack for foreseeing financial storms. Remember back in 2008? Yep, he called that one. Now he's back at it, warning us about a potential crash that could rival the Great Depression era in the 1930s. Don't worry, it is not all doom and gloom. Kiyosaki's not just sounding the alarms. He's giving us a playbook for turning crisis into opportunity. He's got some bold predictions too, like how a certain asset could skyrocket 50 times if the market takes a nosedive.
The economy stays down, it's hard to come back up. And now the good news is that for those who are prepared for it, like you and things like this, you'll do better. See, not everybody dies in a plane crash. Some plane crashes. This is toilet paper. And every day people save this stuff, and inflation's running at about 7% or something. Why do people save this? Because our education system says this is money.
Of course.
Why did our education teach us that this is money and this is money for thousands of years? But our education system is complicit in teaching us to work with it. I'm saying the message I want everybody to hear is the world is finding out that this is fake. It's not fiat, it's fake. And so the reason I don't get invited to CNBC anymore is because when I'm on there, I say I do not invest in anything that can be printed. You can print this,
So would that include
but you cannot print this.
Yeah, you heard that right. But hold on to your hats because he's not stopping there. Robert Kiyosaki is about to unveil a whole new investment strategy that could be your ticket to thriving in these turbulent times on the crypto market. We're not just dissecting warnings here, we're decoding a roadmap to cashing in on chaos. And speaking of predictions, Robert Kiyosaki has been hitting the mark lately. Remember when he called out gold's rise to 2,100 per ounce? Well, it's not just knocking on that door, it's kicked it wide open, trading above $2,000. Talk about foresight. But it's not just about gold. Robert Kiyosaki is urging us to rethink our approach to money altogether. He's waving goodbye to fiat currencies and shouting from the rooftops about the value of gold, silver, and of course, our favorite cryptocurrency, Bitcoin.
So today we have an authority on gold, and please pay very close attention because gold and silver are real money. And I also own Bitcoin because Bitcoin is people's money. You know, gold and silver are God's money. God put it here.
The silver is mine and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver.
You know, Bitcoin is just the people's response to the insanity running our financial system.
Now, we know Bitcoin has its ups and downs, but Robert Kiyosaki sees it as a fortress against the shaky world of traditional currencies. He's even throwing out numbers like $1 million if things really hit the fan.
I think they're the problem. Central bank is Marxist. You know, control the centralized banking system. And that's why Bitcoin popped up. You know, Bitcoin is capitalist.
And you know what? He's putting his money where his mouth is, shifting his assets into Bitcoin and precious metals. So whether you are a skeptic or a believer, Robert Kiyosaki's message is clear. It is time to take control of our financial futures in a world where change is the only constant. His voice is a beacon of empowerment, urging us to challenge the status quo and position ourselves for success. As fiat assets become an increasingly precarious endeavor, Kiyosaki advocates for a shift towards the decentralized and finite nature of cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin leading the charge. Robert Kiyosaki boldly asserts that Bitcoin's value could catapult to an astronomical 1 million USD if the stocks and bonds market were to plummet, a scenario he envisions as a potential crash landing for the economy. But Kiyosaki doesn't just criticize from the sidelines, he takes strategic action in response to his prediction. Fueled by a distrust in government policies and a belief that leaders don't have the average person's interest at heart, Kiyosaki reveals that he is actively moving his fiat assets into Bitcoin and precious metals. It is a practical manifestation of his philosophy, a philosophy that encourages individuals such as you, crypto crew, to take control of your financial destiny on this crypto ocean in a world rife with uncertainty. As the crypto ocean evolves and with the next bull run in sight, Robert Kiyosaki's endorsement of Bitcoin takes center stage. Despite the daily fluctuations in its value, He sees Bitcoin as a stronghold against the devaluation of traditional currencies. While Bitcoin is trading above 70,000 USD at the moment of this recording, Robert Kiyosaki's long-term perspective emphasizes its resilience. In essence, Kiyosaki's commentary is not merely a series of warnings, but a call to action for you willing to challenge the status quo. It is an invitation to you, crypto crew, urging you to question the system, study and educate yourself, and strategically position your wealth in assets that transcends the uncertainties of the current economic landscape. Let us know in the comment section below what you think of Robert Kiyosaki and the current economic landscape that we find ourselves in. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout on this crypto ocean, growing grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.